What is up, everybody? This is Atticus, the Death Metaler, and for this video we're going to be talking about a recent interview by Whitechapel's frontman Phil Bozeman. Now, Phil Bozeman is probably one of my favorite vocalists upon, deathcore bands, and it is always just an absolute pleasure seeing Whitechapel live and seeing Phil Bozeman. I've met him twice. Really nice and really cool individual, just very opinionated, very open-minded in a lot of stuff. But there's been some recent heat coming on to the band Whitechapel after the release of their single Mark of the Blade, coming from their upcoming 6th release, Mark of the Blade, which will come out on June 24th, 2016, and where it has been stated that there's going to be 2 songs that feature clean vocals. And that doesn't suit well for a lot of really hardcore Whitechapel fans. But on one of the songs dubbed the Elitist Ones, Phil Bozeman really put a really good statement onto that song and what it meant in this interview that I picked up from Metal Injection. And this is what he had to say here. The main reason for that song is because we are a metal band, and metal is one of the most criticized and it's one of the most, I don't know. People are just so judgmental. It's one of the most judgmental genres that you can be in. Because if you're not this type of metal, then you're not true metal. There is just so many subgenres of metal that it's almost like a fashion contest at this point. A fashion show, like who's got the most brutal, heavy vocals, or who's got the heaviest sounding songs. It's just a very, people call us deathcore, and it's whatever. It is what it is. But now if a band even has screaming vocals and a breakdown or something they're considered deathcore, that was never considered deathcore. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what it's called. That's what people fight over to post, and people in the metal community fight over what matters the least. It's just really frustrating to see that I don't care if a band that I don't care too much for, if they wrote a song that I enjoy, then I'm going to enjoy the song. I don't care who wrote it. People are so quick to say oh, this song's awesome. Who is it? And they say Whitechapel. And they're like, oh, those guys suck. I'm not gonna listen. That just doesn't make sense to me. You should like music just for the way it sounds, not because who is associated with it. If you like the song, just listen to it. That's what that song mainly was about. And to be brutally honest, I have to really agree on what Phil Bozeman had to say here upon this interview and on that song that he made and how he feels about Elitists to this day. Because I know that after I upload this video, I know a bunch of elitists are going to come onto the comments section and just get onto my ass. And you know what? They're going to prove me right at this point. Metal elitists have really fucked over the metal community. Really fucked it all over. As a former elitist, I know what it's like. I know what it's like, turning down people for liking a certain band that you find to be horrible, sucky, is not talented, and all this other shit. And it's just a vicious cycle once you get into the metal community. And I just love how metal elites are like, yeah, metal's the best, genre in the music. We want everybody to be in it. But as soon as, people get into it, they're like, oh, you listen to this metal band? Oh, it sucks. You should listen to this band because I told you to. And it's just at this point, if these elitists want people to get into metal, then they should just let the people just explore which metal bands they like. Whether it's glam metal, whether it's just heavy metal, whether it's nu metal, deathcore, melodic death metal, progressive metal, thrash metal, black metal, whatever metal subgenre they want, they like, and they just explore it over there. It's like when I was getting into metal. I was getting into metal through nu metal bands like Slipknot, Korn, Disturbed, System of a Down. Until I reached high school, then I reached into black metal, blackened death metal, melodic death metal, symphonic death metal, deathcore, technical death metal. And it just exploded by then. I explored old metal bands. I've explored brand new metal bands. They're just getting their start and getting, their fan bases up and running. And that's just how I want people to experience the metal community. That's just one of the things I find very beautiful about it. But the ugly side about it is that there's just all these fucking goddamn metal elitists. They're just taking all the fun away and shit. And they completely demean people that like a certain band and just tell them like this band because, oh, it's better than this one because it makes your dick bigger. Oh, because I like to, bully people around because we want to defend true metal. No, that's not how you fucking do it. You're supposed to encourage people, just motivate people to listen to this band. And if, recommend them these bands. But if they don't feel like listening to them, just take them the time, just listen to a couple songs and they'll have the, fortitude, the ability, the motivation to actually listen to that band that you recommend. And they will get into that and they'll explore more. That's just how I view getting into metal. I mean, for instance, I'm friends with Melee Misfit. Melee Misfit likes Black Veil Brides. I'm not a big fan of Black Veil Brides. I dislike Black Veil Brides. But am I going to talk down on her saying that, oh, Black Veil Bride sucks? Listen to Fallujah because they make your panties drop? No. I'm pretty sure she does like Fallujah, but she also likes Black Veil Brides. I also know that me and Melee Misfit have a little friendly rivalry. Which band Des Fafera was in was the best, Devil Driver or Cold Chamber? And I know Melee Misfit's going to be on this on the comment section over there. My big brother Miles, he knows I'm a big metalhead. And he doesn't really like some of the music that I listen to. But there's just those few rare occasions where we actually go to a metal show. The first metal show we went to was seeing Slipknot at 2009. And the second show we went to was last year. We got to see Camelot, and he really did enjoy it. And hopefully, my big brother and I will probably go to Summer Slaughter 2016. Not to mention that the venue is close to his place, like a block away. So that's pretty fucking awesome. But in truth, in conclusions over here, Phil Bozeman is actually right about this. Because the metal community is... How do I put this? It's just like what Phil Bozeman said. It's just like a fashion contest at this point, and where basically people are just saying this subgenre is better than that subgenre. Oh, you listen to this band, it sucks. Listen to this band because I like that band, therefore you must like it. You shouldn't talk down over people for liking a certain band that you like. Because in truth, it just goes to show that you are insanely insecure about your music taste. That's just how I view it. I am no matter what they say. Because if you're going around saying you should listen to this band because I like it, that just shows levels of insecurity and just shows you're a big pussy. Like, just admit it. Just admit it. Not to mention, I posted this article on a group, and a certain metal elitist got onto my ass about that. And he showed levels of insecurity getting onto my ass about this. And I was civil. I was feeling the butthurt over him. But it exploded to the point where he had to get kicked the fuck out. So yeah, there's that. I'm not going to say any more due to respect of people into this group. But, I mean, it was hilarious just to see how metal elitists go that far to, like certain bands and dislike certain bands and tell people to like this certain band because, oh, I like that band. Oh, that band makes my dick bigger. Oh, this band is like the best fan base, or this band, like, does this, that, or that. It's, oh my God. It's funny. It's really fucking hilarious that metal elitists claim that we are a brotherhood and sisterhood, and yet they go around telling people that you shouldn't like this band or shouldn't like that band. If you want your community to be loved and accepted, encourage them. Bring them to venues. Get friendly with the people. Just encourage them to like whatever fucking band they want to fucking listen to. That's just how I view it. That's just how I view that the metal community should be. And Ranter and Shade's the prime example of just getting onto metal elitists in every fucking video. But that's just my whole 2 cents on this whole thing. If you want to check out Whitechapel, make sure to check them out on a Warped Tour this year. I'm not big on Warped Tour. I'm not big on Warped Tour, but if you like Warped Tour, go right the fuck ahead. So there's that. Without further ado, ladies and gents, I am Atticus, a death metaler. Hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Links are in the description below. Keep it metal. Have a wonderful day.
Metal Elitism makes my dick bigger!